Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show. On this date, February of 2026, February 10th, I do apologize. February 10th, 2026. As you can see, well, let me make sure you can see that. I want to, you know, be on point with all of you beautiful people out there. Okay, you can see there at the top of my pad right there. Let's go over. Where's it at? Okay. 12:12, Tuesday, February 10th. So it's 12 minutes after 12. Wow, it's such a pleasure to have an opportunity to once again to come to all of your uh, care and attention, and of course, bring you abreast with all that has been transpiring since the last worldwide paradigm shift show video upload, which was about 2 months ago, maybe in December of 2025. Well, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry to have to inform you that the Great Deception, of course, which began in January, February of 2021, when the individual controllers, corporate controllers of YouTube realized that the information that I was espousing in regards to humanity, and of course, all of the capitalist democratic processes that bring together what we call modern civilization were presently under threat by more than just the forces that control our governments and our currency systems and our psychosocial order. And those threats being, of course, the very real High Council of the Order of the Crystal Keys, the most powerful, highest field of conscious awareness within our Trinity, coming to, of course, give you and I, through me, an opportunity to correct ourselves. And, of course, through guided instruction, make those corrections. Well, the individuals who, of course, have given us our cell phones to which we create our videos on, and our computers, and the satellite towers, these individuals realizing that my claims were very real, they decided, brothers and sisters, excuse me real quick, they decided what they were going to do was do everything they can to stop this process of redemption. The long ago prophesied to come redemption that, of course, was prophesied to come, has been here since 2021 and is still here, as me, Mr. Powers, told you I would be here 5 years from then. Okay? No, dealing with whatever and whoever I had to deal with to ensure that I accomplished the job that I have been sent to accomplish. Now, what I want to say to you, brothers and sisters, is unfortunately the Great Deception still continues. The Great Deception, of course, started in 2021, and it involved the individuals who have been using all of these electronic devices to, for the most part, maintain control over our perception, our Jew and Gentile. That means melanated men and women, and Arab, Indian, Asian, European men and women all over the planet, uh, having to deal with two separate programming and conditioning models over, over your place within the caste system. And of course, these individuals, have you been using these devices to maintain the power to access control of your perception. All right. Now, of course, if you are a melanated man or woman, the people that they say have soul from here to Zimbabwe, you have, of course, you not only are you the host field of consciousness to all lesser conscious contributions in this matrix program, but your sensory depth perception carries electromagnetic potential. In other words, you remember in the spiritual books how it is said that you have, throughout many generations, you've been able to turn a desert into a big, beautiful green field, or a big, beautiful green field into a desert. And it is by the collective power of your collective conscious awareness being magnetic that, and of course, the result of you being the co-creator of the blue sky above, okay, and all of the atmospheric, geological conditions that maintain our capacity to have a three-dimensional experience, to have an experience here with each other through these finite avatars, and have so that we, of course, can advance our pre-programmed standard responsibility over this matrix program and the lesser fields of conscious awareness that contribute to our collective sensory depth perception stimulation experience. Okay, so you have an electromagnetic potential to your field of conscious awareness, collective conscious awareness. Now, there's a lot that I'm not going to say in this video here in regards to your sensory depth perception. There's a lot that and of course, the suitor's field of conscious awareness and sensory depth perception. However, when I will say that in respect to Gentiles, that means European men and women, Asian, Indian, Arab, your men and women, they being the suitors to your present electromagnetic conversion or reincarnation process. Because remember, while you, of course, we all, these physical avatars that we're in, we all replicate them by sexual reproduction. However, your identity is not the avatar you're looking at. Your identity is your field of consciousness. Okay, you have a macro and a micro identity. Okay, and it is your macro identity, collective consciousness, that carries all the power when it comes to your capacity to contribute to the moment. Okay, by your field of perception. And so when it comes to the value of your identity, your consciousness is all It's your field of consciousness that, of course, defines your identity. The value of your identity is either electromagnetic or non-electromagnetic. Now, Arabs, Europeans, Indians, and Asians, they, of course, have non-electromagnetic potential. And of course, it is their three-dimensional field of conscious awareness, five, sensory depth perception, which is, of course, a low vibrational, which makes them, of course, a three-dimensional and conscious awareness, five, sensory and depth perception, physiological, low vibrational, physiological, electrochemical automated reflection of you being electromagnetically, being in your collective consciousness, which reincarnates, being in an electromagnetically misaligned state. These individuals have presently, they have control over your environment. So if you consider what I just said, think about the G20. Okay, are the African countries, the African men and women, they, of course, though those African presidents are, they're allowed to come, they do not have a voice in the G20. Now, there's a reason why. The reason why is because they and their people are not allowed to create their own, listen to this very carefully, their own people are not capable of controlling the survival model for humanity. And why is that? It is because of the reality that you're the only currency model, okay? The only currency that you can truly use as a collective consciousness is electromagnetism to trade the different products that you may trade to continue your pattern of survival. Okay, and of course, these individuals, that being, or these individuals being the external physiological, electrochemical, automated, low vibrational reflections of your internal electromagnetic misalignment from that electromagnetic standard that you should be maintaining your survival on. They, of course, have the present capacity to create around you an environment that is fully supported by individuals with three-dimensional conscious awareness. In other words, when it comes to these people's identity, this is why they're so big on, acting. And this is why they're so big on, all of these individual content creators that you have, you've come to know since 2021, like Stephen Darby Ministries, Louis Farrakhan, 19 Keys, Billy Carson, let's see, William Donahue, Kay Reno, all of these, and entertainers, of course, they are on another level of the projected, manipulated or manipulation of an identity when it comes to the acting and when it comes to the projection of deception that is employed when these individuals who control the airwaves and the organization or orchestration of a cast of characters in a movie. Well, this is why, as I said, their field, the Gentiles' field of three-dimensional conscious awareness, okay, in other words, they don't have an interdimensional field of conscious awareness that they're pre-programmed to exist by. Now, they can, of course, like the individuals who are calling themselves Jews, okay, in our present psychosocial structure, they can put on they can put on this masquerade that they're a Jew, okay. They could put all of their currency, right, their non-electromagnetic currency, into creating a big show around you. And boy, I mean, after 30, 40, 50 years of these shows being put up around you, and these individuals' narrative being allowed to gain momentum in the airwaves, everyone around you is going to believe that those must be the Jews. But the reality is they're not Jews. Melanated men and women are Jews. All right? Those people that choose to call themselves Egyptians and Africans, they're all Jews. Okay? Now, their identity, the identity of these melanated people, all right, is, of course, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't find the word, so I'm not going to waste too much time. I know that I can ramble on a lot, so I don't want to do that. However, these individuals, they are not Africans. They are not Egyptians. Listen, these are individuals who chose to put on a big show, okay? And instead of existing for thousands of years, as they should have, with a collective conscious awareness of their nine-dimensional field of interdimensional potential, or awareness of interdimensional awareness, they chose idolatry. This is why your Bible talks about idolatry over these individuals, okay, being called the children of the Most High. Now, idolatry, of course, you can understand idolatry by simply with the idea that, hey, you can look at me and you could judge my book by my cover. But so in other words, a person's identity, you would say, hey man, your identity's found in your fingerprint, okay? That's where your identity's found. Your identity's found in those pretty brown eyes. Your identity's found in those pretty missing teeth. Your identity is found in your mistakes that you made in the past. Your identity is found in, your economic or class status. Your identity is found in how fat that ass is, lady. Your identity is found in, brothers and sisters, your identity's found in your bloodline. And it's not the blood that makes is the reason why your identity's found there. It's because your blood maintains your capacity to function in this three-dimensional field as a collective field of consciousness, okay? So, what we, the chosen ones, what we, the children of the Most High, decided to do is involve ourselves with reprogramming each other with idolatrous narratives in regards to identity. We wanted to create artificial supports to maintain this concept of identity. So what we did was, of course, we started to centralize food systems and came up with the idea, hey man, whoever has the most gold makes all the rules. Meanwhile, the person who said that, of course, had all the gold. And they had the capacity to send out marauding gangs to kill anybody that found any gold and brought their gold and said, hey, man, I'd like to be a part of, this control apparatus that you guys, yeah, they had the capacity to send out marauders to take all your gold so that you don't have an opportunity to be a part of the great deception that started long before January of 2021. And of course, it didn't start in these psychopaths calling themselves Jews and forcing the whole world to accept the reality that they're Jews over many generations. It started with the Jews, okay? And now, of course, it wasn't the Jewish people who decided to do this. It was just their capacity to be influenced by the emotions that they got when they were stimulated. And, they had an opportunity to taste meat and tomato paste mixed together. And they said, wait a minute, man, this stuff tastes pretty good. And taste, for lack of a better explanation, became all that was important. And this is why you can look in television today and you'll see taste. You'll see these people, the big dude sitting behind the big fucking plate of food where, you got a big lamb's leg or a big burger and he's looking into the camera and then he opens his mouth and he bites the burger. I mean, meanwhile, you don't see any funding of melanated men and women attempting to put together their own systems. You don't see any of that. You see exactly what the suitors who give them an opportunity to blast the micro identity, the micro face, over the airwaves. You see what they wish these individuals to be focused on, okay? So that the next generation, down yonder has an opportunity to pick up the same misaligned field of perception, all right? So getting back to what I was saying a moment ago, these individuals who control the present system that surrounds us. Okay, it appears as if it is a harmless system. However, if you just do a little bit of research on the manufacturing processes and industries that are giving you and I the ability to have a lot of the things that we have, we are doing more harm to the only planet that we have as the nine-dimensional, third eye open, seven sensory in-depth perception host to all lesser conscious conversions or conscious contributions in this matrix program. We're destroying our matrix program just so that we can go, wow, that tasted so good. We're destroying all conscious contributions that are meant to, of course, contribute to our infinite capacity to convert by electromagnetic potential, the trade-off to their conscious contribution to our experience being our high vibrational electromagnetic manifest power, which is our true currency. Okay, we're destroying all of that, the natural order of things, just so that we can walk around with our black identities and go, my genetics are better than yours. Even though you might have all the money and you might be first class and you might have all the gold, I have a bigger pecker than you do. I'm the original man. Woo! That's the sick dysfunction that we are presently existing by. We are allowing psychopaths like Louis Farrakhan to come on to social media and put a video up that says it's God who is creating the bad, cold, the hot and cold temperatures. It's God who's sacrificing the environment. It's Allah who's engineering these horrible weather patterns that some of the most intelligent individuals to whom Louis Farrakhan's field of conscious awareness and intellect couldn't even come close to touching, are not paid attention to. We are allowing these psychopaths to literally continue advancing us into our own destruction. And they do it with a smile. And they believe that, oh, no one's going to touch us. We can't be touched. But brothers and sisters, the more numbers we have to stand against these psychopaths in the false Christ church, knowing that the true Christ is a field of consciousness that has been corrupted for, guys, excuse me, my cats are growling at each other. A field of consciousness that has been corrupted over many, many generations by individuals who claim to be, I'm carrying the burdens of Christ. This is some sick shit. Some unbelievable sick shit that's going on. And I know you don't fully understand what's going on because I have not given you the opportunity to fully understand what's going on. However, the more of us who are willing to check these sorry son of a guns. Stephen Darby Ministries, his wife puts a video up the other day. And has anybody noticed that his wife hasn't aged in 13 years? Everybody else's wife gets 13 years older if you looked at a picture of them. His wife, no change to what his wife her physical appearance since 13 years ago when they supposedly put up their first videos. Now, another thing, he just recently put a video up, Stephen Darby Ministries, called Hollywood and the Puppets and Puppeteers, something like that. Look at that video. He's going to say in that video, I want to say happy birthday to my kid, my child. And, my child is... Now, look at his children. His children haven't aged in 13 years. Matter of fact, that if you have an opportunity to see the children that came out of that demonic psychopath's nuts and that horrid, mindless idiot that calls herself his wife's womb, you'll see that those children haven't aged in 13, 14 years. And of course, these are the things that allow you an opportunity. Those of you who have the money to, spend a couple bucks instead of getting high all the time, instead of trying to chase tail, instead of, trying to figure out how you can go to the gym and build your body up so you can be the toughest on the block. Spend a couple dollars on proving everything I'm saying wrong. Do that. Get your clicks together. Start spending a couple dollars on proving that Greg Braden, Mike Howe, these are YouTubers, William Donahue, and I'm going to show you the newest one that they have on display. They create these different character roles and characters, and of course while they're censoring my channel and taking all of my information out of my channel, they're, of course, having these individuals recreate videos with all of my information, of course, repackage the information and, add a couple bells and whistles, with technology, and then put a fake date and time stamp on their videos as if everything they're saying in their video came out 13 years ago. So I'll show you the newest individual on the chopping block, nonetheless, here very shortly. Anyways, individuals like Mike Howe, Greg Braden, Billy Carson, 19 Keys, Young Pharaoh, Nori Mohammed, Kay Reno, William Donahue. Of course, I've already mentioned Billy Carson. Oh my goodness. Louis Farrakhan. Spend some money on having an opportunity. Oh, and by the way, there's a new guy. His name is Bonacci. I'll show you a picture of him in a moment. He's supposed to be from Australia. And of course, they all have the same, they all follow the same, pattern. They talk about Christ consciousness in their videos. They talk about, astrophysiology. They talk about astrology. Every one of my talking points in my videos, in the Worldwide Paradigm Shift Show video compilation, you will find these individuals talking about all of the subject matter that I talk about in my videos. And of course, the edge these people have is my videos aren't labeled, for instance, Hollywood's puppeteers. My videos aren't labeled that, okay? I have chosen to, for the most part, be very vague with, the headings of my videos as it pertains to the content I'm going to be talking about. However, these individuals, knowing that and also having the capacity to censor my channel, what they've decided to do was they've decided to take advantage of that. And, you'll hear Stephen Darby say, oh, I don't know what I want to name this video. I got a word from the Lord, but, I don't know. The Lord's just speaking through me. I got a word from the Lord. Remember those words. You're going to hear them in media soon. I got a word from the Lord. And this is the type of stuff that this psychopath who's not dead. And this is another thing. All of these individuals, Bonacci, William Donahue, Stephen Darby, they all, for some reason, all of them, they're either no longer, they're banned from social media or they're dead. It said, oh, they're dead. They've passed away. No, they're not dead. They're alive. They're just as alive as you are. They're just as, and the reason why these individuals play in Hollywood, play in government, oh my God, there was this assassination attempt on the president. Oh my God, Charlie Kirk died. Oh my God. Do you know why they play these games since 2021? Having these individuals, recreate their own videos while taking all the information on your elevation out of my videos and then putting a fake date timestamp on their videos for 10 years ago and then claiming, you'll have their wife or kids, like Stephen Darby Ministries, his wife and kids, they'll put on a fake orchestrated funeral. If you look at Stephen Darby's funeral pictures, you got him and his wife, he's in a casket. His wife's standing there. They're standing next to this shit is unbelievable what these people are doing. It's insane. It's these audiences, these orchestrations are just as fake as many of Louis Farrakhan's. And Bobby Hemmett, he's another one. Bobby Hemmett, oh my God, this is so insane. What is taking place around you? You would not believe the level of deception that is being maintained. But the reason why these individuals do it, brothers and sisters, is because of the reality that we have been taught to define our identity by something you cannot define identity by. And that is the finite avatar that you're looking at. Okay? Because we, of course, exist in deception, Black Law's Dictionary, it is written in Black Law's Dictionary that if you believe you're a person, you exist in deception. And this is the reason why. And of course, the reason we exist in deception is because believing that we are the finite beings that we are, as opposed to the reincarnating middle trinity co-creative Christ Yang conscious collective existing behind melanated flesh, who reincarnates through these finite avatars and by our electromagnetic potential equalizes all lesser conscious contributions capacity to contribute to the moment. We, of course, we exist in death. And this is why Skull and Bones is big. The Skull and Bones is big. And this is why, or to the Europeans, the Asians, the Indians, the Arabs, Skull and Bones is important because their field of consciousness is not pre-programmed. It doesn't matter how many times William Donahue says we reincarnate, or David Icke talks about how, we're consciousness, we're infinite. These individuals are attempting to do nothing but give you a corrupted narrative on the truth of who you are and what your true value is as a European, Arab, Asian, or Indian, or who you are as the suitor of our Jewish present electromagnetically misaligned, corrupted electromagnetic conversion. These individuals want to give you a corrupted narrative. If you're a Jewish host, they want to give you a corrupted narrative of the truth of why you are economically marginalized. Why it is, Mother Nature chose everybody else but you. I mean, they want you to believe, hey man, we're all spirits, what we need to do is we need to learn how to manifest this money, by meditation and going, This is the type shit that's being played on all of you right now. Now, what I want to do is I want to take a moment before I get off the airwaves here. I want to take a moment to show you the picture of the newest individual flying monkey. That he's a Gentile flying monkey. Remember, in this Matrix program, as far as human beings are concerned, there's only Jews and Gentiles, G's and J's, the electromagnetic conscious collective, and the non-electromagnetic negative energy transfer receiving. You got the sending and the receiving collective consciousnesses, non-electromagnetic and electromagnetic. So let's go ahead, and don't worry, these people are going to try to listen to this video and take everything that they haven't heard yet out of it, and then try to create another video where they're talking about electromagnetism and non-electromagnetic potential. And don't worry, I haven't told you, brothers and sisters, everything. So I get to sit back and watch everybody flounder around as if they truly have an opportunity to get ahead of my progress. And Do you really think that the highest division of our Trinity is going to sit back much longer and watch you play, psychopaths? Do you really think that is going to continue happening? I beg to differ. I certainly beg to differ. So let's go ahead, brothers and sisters, and look at this gentleman here. Now, I am going to. I'm going to. Let me turn this down and turn it on. Wait a minute. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down because I don't want to. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and show you a picture of this guy. Okay? There he is right there. His name is Santos Bonacci. Now, this video, of course, came out 14 years ago. Okay? According to the controllers, the programming controllers, the programming of consciousness and, the sensory deprivation stimulation programmers, and conditioners, These individuals who control social media, they have been hiring individuals like William Donahue. And now, of course, it's insane the amount of effort they put in to deceive all of you. For instance, if you start looking at this gentleman's videos, okay? If you start looking at his videos, okay? Remember, look at that video. Look at it. It's called Know Thyself, Part 1, Santos Bonacci. Now, isn't it so convenient that at a time when the redemption process that, of course, it has been launched by me and the Most High, the High Council of the Order of the Crystal Keys, the most high division of our Trinity's angelic empire, that at the time that, our redemption process was launched in 2021 on YouTube, on channel Christopher Spirit World X, the Mahdi, that these individuals have it's so convenient that they have censored my channel, and of course they started to get these guys. Look at that. They started to get these guys to create videos and put headings on them like "Know Thyself." These people are insane. Now, if you look at you might see a YouTube video short of this guy. Now, in that short, you're going to see him. He's going to have gray hair, right? He's going to have short hair, and he's going to have a gray beard. Short gray hair and a short gray beard. These people are despicable. Okay? Listen, it's the same guy. They just put makeup on him, all right? So don't be fooled by anything you're seeing on social media. Social media is, and by the way, he's also going to, there's going to be a video. Well, let me see if I can find this video because this is too serious. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go over here. And we're going to look up this guy, a video that he recently uploaded. Okay, there. Oh, by the way, since we're going by it, I want you brothers and sisters to have an opportunity to see all of the individuals that I have been checking out recently, seeing all the manipulation that's taking place. Okay, so look at that. Louis Farrakhan, okay? Who is causing America's freezing temperatures. That's that video right there, brothers and sisters, okay? That's that video right there. It's Louis Farrakhan's face on that video. These people are sick, and he's telling you that it's Allah doing it. Don't believe anything this psychopath has to say. Okay, let's go to David Icke. This guy, he goes on to David Icke right here. He's standing next to this guy Epstein. This guy David Icke. He's of course part of the hijacking of our rebalancing protocol, redemption process, I should say. He went on to the program Redacted, and on Redacted, he goes on to Redacted, talking about how, oh, we're all spirits, we're all spirits, and of course the reptilians. He says the reptilians and the archons, the reptilians. They these people shapeshift. They're in control of our government. Fucking shit's insane. No, what's in control of our government is a huge conspiracy to advance what I know to be a human consciousness degrade inversion blood sacrifice agenda that involves the reprogramming of the contributors, of the Jew and Gentile contributors to the capitalist democratic process, class caste system, and the destruction of the animal kingdom by all of the class systems being influenced to participate in putting everything that walks on a menu to be eaten. And you, brothers and sisters, unfortunately, you're not only helping to advance this human consciousness degrade inversion blood sacrifice agenda, but you're also victims, okay? And redemption is all about you knowing exactly what's going on in this mad world that you call modern existence. Shit is unreal. Well, I want to thank you all for giving me an opportunity to share a few more words with you, keep you abreast with all the great manipulations and deceptions happening here in this psychological nightmare. And I ask you to, oh, by the way, this gentleman, Bonacci, he is going to, of course, you're going to see a video that he created where he talks about the Catholic Church owning everything. That's what I wanted to get at. Let me see if I can find that video real quick, please. Okay, let me go ahead and see if I can find it. Give me a moment. In that video, he talks about the Catholic Church owns everything. And, we have, okay, the best of Santos Bonacci. There it is right there. Okay, you see that guy? The best of Santos Bonacci. Now, of course, in this video, and of course he has, I think I looked at another video of his. I got halfway through it. He started talking about the court system being owned by the Catholic Church. And of course, these things may be true. We do understand that within every firm, if you will, for instance, every department of the government, there is a secret society member within that firm. So the secret society is a firm existing within every firm. If it's the church, you got the secret society as a firm existing within that firm. So think about when you consider the supports that sustain your present your present psychosocial, geopolitical, religious, scientific order, there is within every firm or aspect of this order a firm. And that firm, of course, is the secret societies that are the head advancers of the, you know, the social